Mac, you can just write it to the console. So there you're not building a UI, you're not building a database, you're simply writing. In fact, in a minute, I'll post it into the chat, the file to make your hello world into OpenAI. And if you, again, I know many of you, the majority of you don't want to do this or even want to know about this, but if you want to do it, there's an environment called Codespaces on Microsoft where you can instantiate a machine for free, 60 hours per month, and you can run the example that I'm going to give you, except you're going to have to put in your own OpenAI key, which I know we're getting into the weeds here, so I better back up from it. But I will post the hello world. John.
Yeah, I was going to say I posted a link to my repo, and I've chosen to write in JavaScript rather than Python, because I find the UI is as difficult as I want it to be in JavaScript, let alone Python. But my sense is you can get an awful long way in their playground. Take a look at that first with no code. Explore how that works. My sense is that you need to talk to your coding team, like Abel was saying. You need to talk to your data engineers if you're going to be serious about an app. And I think there was some comment of taking an app and adding an LLM to it. And I think that's exactly right. That I think you can just treat the LLM as an extra piece. And my sense is that, consider that you will be part of this system at this point. The LLMs are not reliable enough to let them loose on anything that's mission critical. I'd say you'd have to have done a lot of work. I had a student fine-tuning for a term. We wanted to build something that knew about oil and gas, and we didn't get any improvement really. And we don't know if we didn't have enough training data or not. So my sense is, as Abel was saying, fine-tuning is something that you need to take seriously. It's going to cost you a lot of time and a lot of money, and just testing the limits of what you've done to make sure you haven't damaged anything is a problem. So my sense is that just using the LLM, for example, to give you advice about, what expertise do I need to approach this problem? What should I use to do such and such? The LLM can help you cut time down tremendously. Abel and I are using it to filter news at the moment, and it's really good. It's great at taking, a 100-page document and condensing it down, telling you what the good applications out there that you can deploy. But writing your own for an enterprise, I'd say that's a serious task. Abel?
So somebody was asking about what are the open source and commercial LLM models outside of OpenAI. Everybody jumps to Metas, and I think Meta, the company, the parent company to Facebook, has created a model called Llama. And this is perhaps the most widely used one. And now they're starting to be much smaller models. The advantage of those small models is that you can actually run them on your machine. And that's where you're going to get the most mileage. However, recognize that eventually, for the hello world, this is easy, right? You will use Ollama, the tool that I referred to in my slides. You will create the instance and you will be on your way. It'll feel much like ChatGPT. However, as you start to say, okay, I'm going to connect this to a database, I'm going to create an app, I'm going to extend it in a certain way, I want to fine tune it, all of that will require significant understanding, right? But if you just wanted to do the hello world and a demo and just, say, show your team or make a point about how easy it is, that's certainly the one. But, down the list, I would go Llama, just because it's so widely used and there's, a lot written up about it. A lot of good examples on Hugging Face, and I'll post Hugging Face in a minute. Mistral, Phi, Those are some of the other ones. Look for the small ones that are supposed to be able to run on a phone, because you'll get them to run on your machine as well. So those would be the ones I'd recommend. John?
Yeah, certainly. Mistral is very fast. It's quite good at some things, and certainly, Google is coming up with Gemini. Exactly how good it is, I haven't used it that much, but I do think we're at the beginning of this revolution. That take a look at the plugins that OpenAI has. I mean, there are literally thousands of those, and it'll give you an idea of what's possible and what people are thinking about. I mean, just do searches as well on the web, and you will see that there are amazing tools out there. I see Hugging Faces is a great place to play. So there's one question here: how do I create my virtual agent? I think we went through it last time. Both of us created an agent in OpenAI. It would be called an assistant there, but basically you can just do one in no code. So you just need to go to the playground. I'll post a link there, and you can create an agent.
Yeah, let me give you the steps to be able to create an agent that behaves like you. So the first thing that you need is you need transcripts for you speaking. Now, for John and I, it's easy because we get recorded. So we can just, in fact, what I did is not only do we get recorded, we make recordings. So I extracted the text from these videos. You can find tools online. I did it actually with OpenAI, and they have also a free library that you can use, so you wouldn't even have to use. But the library comes from them. But it's what's the name of the library, John? It's anyway. I'll look it up.
Sorry,
yeah, I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
Okay.
But